Welcome back to Briggs on Books. Are you about to pick the next book you read or the next book to add to your list? You're going to want to check this one out. It's called Pandora's Theorem. Not only do I have the book here, I have the author here who's going to tell us about the book and his inspiration and why and how he wrote it. Welcome to our show, Brian Christopher Murphy, the author of Pandora's Theorem. Welcome, Brian.
Hey, Mike, how you doing? Good to see you again.
Very good. I was reading up on this book a little. It's pretty exciting. Set in Canada. Are you from Canada?
No, I'm actually originally from Indianapolis, but I was in Canada at the time I was writing it, so that's why I made that location, because different locations such as Ryerson University was kind of in my neighborhood, and so I'm familiar with all the different locations. That's why I'm able to write them so well. And a lot of the characters were based off friends of mine, and though the descriptions may have been a bit different, some of the people and some of the personalities were kind of theirs. And, a lot of authors do that. It's, a certain part of our lives kind of go into the books as well. And, the key character is actually, that was more a construct that Jameson, that like Michelle Bouvet, that was a close friend, and the cat Muff was his cat, and just I had a lot of fun. It took me 4 years to write.
Oh my goodness!
It turned out pretty good, I think.
Yeah. What did you say? Whether it was set in a certain city in Canada?
Yeah, it's set in Toronto.
Toronto. Okay, so people from Toronto will recognize places and things in the book.
Right.
Now, what got my heart beating, and it always does when you said the Royal Canadian Mounted Police started searching for the suspect. I always thought that's neat that they have that in Canada.
Yeah, the RCMP is, that was a bit of a misnomer, because the RCMP is more equivalent to our FBI. So, now they, that being international terrorism, they'd be involved. Things like that. There may be a few Canadian-ish things that I didn't quite get right, but I try to get my best friend to help me edit it. He's like, no, I want to wait until it's done. Okay, but once it's done, you can't complain. Okay?
Yeah, can't complain when it's finished. What year did you finish writing it?
I finished writing in 2002, I think, maybe later in 2002, and then 2003 was when it actually published, and it was originally published through Author House.
And what would you say the genre is? Who's going to want to read this book?
Be probably under medical thriller. And maybe get a little into science fiction, but mainly I would say medical thriller. Medical thriller,
yeah. But it almost sounded like something that could, believably happen in today's day and age.
Oh yeah, I kind of think so, especially seeing that with all the advances in digital technologies and medical technologies, and telomeres, that's been a known science, science of aging and things like that. That's been known for quite a while.
Yeah.
So I'm not too much into the science fiction.
By the way, here's the cover, which is a very dramatic cover.
I actually designed that myself. I did not use a design department. I just kind of came up with that, I think. I don't know what inspired it, but it was just sort of, I think the theory of Pandora's box, you don't know what you're going to get. It's kind of where I drew my inspiration for the cover. Madness, mayhem, murder, money, of course. Kind of all the different elements I see as contributing, to those different, kind of the motive for murder, so to speak.
Almost a formula for murder.
Really, I was just kind of thinking, but that just sounds kind of cool. But hey, author, go figure.
Now, before I start any interview, I punch up to the Amazon, and it popped right up, very easy to find. Where else can people get the book?
If they're still around, like Borders bookstores, Barnes and Noble, Probably Amazon is your best bet. I'm not sure what booksellers. There's really only three book distributors, like Baker, Taylor, Brown, and I can't remember the third.
Yeah.
But so where else? But definitely Amazon. I know it's available there, hardcover. I'm sure there are places where you can find paperback copies.
Yeah.
With it having been available for so long, I think it shouldn't be too hard to find.
Yep, they should be out there. If they're out there, they're out there. You can find them, that's for sure. And now is it in? I call the versions you have analog, good old hardcover and paperback.
Right. Because see, one of the issues that was supposed to be the first book in a trilogy I was working on. And unfortunately, the manuscript for it is on a 3.5-inch disc. Well, those are now obsolete. So even if I still had that disc, I lost it somewhere along the line. You know, I've moved a few times since I lived in Toronto. I moved back to the U.S. at the end of '04. So somewhere along the line, the original manuscript was lost, and I never got around to writing a second in that trilogy. I figure, well, still got a lot of years left, so I may finally get around to doing that.
I have, my kids are grown, but they would not know what a 3.5-inch disc was, so that's interesting.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I'm sure we've both seen so many things come and go, the VCR, and remember 8-track tapes?
Yep, 8-track tapes.
My grandfather had one. I went, ooh, look, an 8-track, just like Sony.
Well, you could send the book out to a typist and just have them retype the whole thing for you. You'd have a manuscript, and you're young. I mean, you're really a young man, relatively, and there's plenty of time for you to come out with the two more in the series.
It's really amazing, today's digital technologies. And of course, we got print on demand now, because back then, to publish a book, it was a minimum 10,000 copy run, whereas now they can be printed as they're ordered. And, it may take a while if you order a copy to get it, but again, it's being freshly printed and minted, and, because that was some friends said, they ordered a copy, but it took forever to get it. And I'm like, well, back then it would have.
Right. That's amazing that the technology has come so far for authors and publishing, and people who never had a chance to be a publisher are now able to write books and get them out there, and that is great. Brian, we're running out of time. I know you have a lot of other irons in the fire, so to speak, so we hope we see more books come out. And I encourage our viewers, go check this one out. I was getting to the point, it's not on Kindle, is that right? It's not on audiobook, it's just on the good old analog hardcover and paperback?
Yeah, just hardcover, paperback. I've done a lot of recent writing, that's some articles available on LinkedIn about leadership in the 21st century. And, I've still got some works out there. I have a book outlined about adulting through the generations that may be coming into a book form. I don't know. We'll just kind of see, because I do enjoy writing, but I have a lot of creative outlets as well.
Yeah, so we may see another book by you in another genre. Who knows?
Yeah, and then I have a new show coming out, actually. I have some PAR Real Talk guest spots. That's become a recurring thing. And then I have a new show that's going to be coming out. It'll be available on a couple different streaming platforms and available through the channel store on Roku TV, Fire TV, iHeartRadio. So, things are really kind of taken off and going in different directions.
And what will the subject of that show be?
Actually, it's going to be about investing, making more money, saving more money, spending your money, spending less, and investing wisely, and, just to get you to the life of your dreams.
Very good.
Really, pretty much what I've talked about before on our business investing segment. Very
good. Our guest is author Brian Christopher Murphy. Go to Amazon or go wherever you want and check out his book. It's a thriller. You call it a thriller, Brian?
Yeah, it starts out kind of sleepy, honestly, but for a first book, it was pretty good. But once the killing starts, it gets a lot better.
It gets going, gets moving. All right. Thank you, Brian. And for our viewers, stick around because we'll be back with more authors right after this.